Once infected, the computer would restart and display a fake check disk screen, simulating a disk check. Then, a skull appeared, flashing white and red colors, along with a message.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If this shit happened to my computer, bro, I'm throwing that bitch away, man. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the fam. Now today, bro, we got the most dangerous computer viruses explained in 8 minutes. Part 1 by Finest Explainer. Shout out Finest Explainer. I think we reacted to them a couple times at this point, bro. These videos have just been peaked. So without further ado, make sure to grab your popcorn. Let's see. Chat, by the way, have you guys ever gotten like a real virus on your computer to the point where it just like couldn't function anymore? That's never really happened to me, chat. I mean, I don't really just be on stupid, sketchy websites and stuff. So that's pretty much all you really need. Like, I feel like antiviruses are low-key kind of a scam, bro. Like, they be saying that they're taking stuff off or whatever, but dude, I don't use one. I never run into problems. So it's like, are you just being stupid and downloading stupid shit? I mean, that's exactly what I'm thinking at this point. But hey, let's see, man.
WannaCry. In May 2017, computers around the world began locking up without warning. Screens went black, files were encrypted, and a red message appeared in their place.
Oh, hell no.
It demanded payment in Bitcoin and gave a deadline. This was WannaCry, also known as WannaCrypt, one of the most destructive cyber attacks ever seen. WannaCry spread automatically by exploiting a vulnerability in Windows systems, moving from one computer to another across entire networks.
Are you serious? Like, that was a real thing, and there's nothing you could do about it, I'm assuming, by the way he's describing. If it's just spreading from computer to computer on different networks and shit, like how do you really prevent that? I mean, maybe at that point, maybe an antivirus might be valuable. I don't know, though. Would an antivirus even stop this type of thing?
Across entire networks. Within hours, hospitals, schools, businesses, and government offices were affected, many forced to shut down critical systems. Once inside a computer, WannaCry encrypted files, documents, and photos, making them completely inaccessible. A countdown timer appeared warning victims that their data would be lost forever if they didn't pay in time. Even then, paying offered no real guarantee of recovery.
That's what I'm saying.
WannaCry
most of the time when you get shit like that, it's like a random number texting you like, oh, you're getting sued for $10,000. You need to pay now or you're gonna go to jail or something. Like some stupid ass message or a voicemail and shit, you know what I'm saying? Scammers trying to call you and tell you owe them money, or you know, something accidentally went in your account, you have to send it back, bro. You gotta go to CVS and get some gift cards so you can pay us back. Like, shut your ugly ass up. But in this case, this is like a super dangerous thing, bro. I didn't know it spread that crazy. Now, I've heard of this name WannaCry. There was actually a video I was supposed to react to a long time ago on it, on why it was like one of the most deadliest viruses. And this is kind of explaining why, bro. The fact that it spread across schools and even government offices and stuff like that, I mean, that's very significant, man.
Guarantee of recovery. What made WannaCry especially dangerous was how quietly it moved. Many systems were infected without any direct interaction from the user.
Damn.
Computers that hadn't been updated with security patches were the most vulnerable, and the virus spread rapidly through outdated networks, leaving chaos in its wake.
And that's a lot of networks if you think about it, because, you know, when he mentions the schools and government offices and shit, they don't be updating this shit. They just be leaving it, log in for work, log out. Like, it's not really a maintenance thing unless they have an IT crew that does that, but I'm assuming most of them don't, right? So that means there's so many networks that are super vulnerable to viruses like this, leading it to actually being even more contagious than it's as if people basically at home and stuff that take care of their computers, updated security wise and shit. But like all these places, these big places that just have work computers and shit, they're low-key cooked, bro.
In its wake. The outbreak slowed only after a security researcher discovered a hidden kill switch in the code. By then, hundreds of thousands of computers across more than 150 countries had already been infected.
That's crazy. Yo, thank God I didn't get one of those, man. That's crazy, chat. Do you guys know anybody that was affected by WannaCry or know certain stories and shit? Because yeah, I feel like that's a whole thing on its own, bro. I might actually still react to that one video that's like describes why it was such a powerful virus, but we'll see.
Idiot.
Wait,
in the
what?
early 50 countries had
You are an
already been
idiot? That's what it's
infected.
called?
You are an idiot.
What the fuck you mean?
In the early 2000s, a strange and frustrating piece of malware appeared online under a blunt name. You are an idiot. Rather than hiding in the
yeah, imagine opening your computer and just seeing that, bro. And you're already having a bad day. Well, oh, thanks, buddy. That made me feel so much better.
Background. This malware was built to make itself impossible to ignore, turning the user's own screen into the attack. Once triggered, usually by visiting a malicious website, the malware immediately began opening endless pop-up windows across the screen.
You are an idiot.
Each window
Bro, is this like purely based on rage baiting people or something, bro? Because it don't even seem like it's trying to take over your computer or whatever. It's just literally spamming you're an idiot with different colors, bro.
Each window displayed flashing graphics, smiling faces, and the same mocking message, "You are an idiot."
That would piss me off.
Closing one window only caused 6 more to appear,
6 more, yep.
quickly taking over the desktop.
Oh
As
my
the
gosh.
pop-ups multiplied, system resources were pushed to their limits. The constant creation of new windows consumed memory and processing power, causing computers to slow down dramatically or become completely unresponsive. In many cases, users were forced to restart their systems just to regain control.
Right.
However, restarting didn't always solve the problem. Some variants of "You are an idiot" used scripts that reactivated the attack on startup, repeating the process and trapping users in a cycle of crashes and forced reboots.
That's actually insane, bro. Like, what do you even do at this point? Like, okay, if the restart doesn't work and it keeps popping up, what the fuck do you even do, chat? I've never been in a situation where I got viruses like this. But like he said, most of the time you contract the virus when you visit a very malicious website, bro. You download something from a website that's not, you know, official or something. That's where I feel like maybe antiviruses do have a help, because there is some that kind of tell you like if a website is dangerous or not. But then sometimes they just say certain things are dangerous when you kind of already know it's not. Like, you've used it before and there wasn't really a problem, but it's kind of being overprotective. But I guess that's better than, you know, not knowing for sure. But I feel like you could tell when it's a sketchy website, bro, when it has a whole bunch of fucking weird ass ads on it, or it just looks sketchy. Like, I don't know. I feel like I know what website looks sketchy, but yeah, probably old boomers and shit probably don't know, or little Timmy. So
forced reboots. The malware didn't steal data or encrypt files, but its persistence made it incredibly disruptive.
So whoever made that "You Are an Idiot" virus, they just did it for the love of the rage bait game, huh? They didn't even try to steal no file, disrupt anything. They're just disrupting peace. That's literally it. Okay, all right, bro. Yeah, whoever made that needs to be put on the watch list, my boy.
I love you. In May 2000,
I love you too.
The "I love you" virus began when an email reached a user. That message carried the subject line, "I love you," and included an attachment named "Love Letter for You.txt," a visual basic script disguised as a harmless text file. When the attachment was opened, the script executed immediately and began copying itself across the system.
What? That's insane, bro. I thought he was gonna like download it first, so just opening it will do that. Yeah, a lot of people will be cooked with that, because this is something that will catch somebody's attention and be like, what the fuck is this? So you kind of just click on it to see what the hell it is. But yeah, point of thumb, chat, that I always kind of go by if something looks weird or out of place. I'm not clicking no links. I'm not clicking no files, bro. Like, that's just it, bro, because I don't even want to take that risk. You feel me?
The script executed immediately and began copying itself across the system. Once active, "I love you" overwrote files, replacing images, documents, and other critical data with copies of itself. At the same time, it accessed the user's address book and automatically sent the infected attachment to every contact it could find, allowing the virus to move from one inbox to the next without additional user action.
Oh yeah, that just attacked like 10,000 grandmas and grandpas and all their friends and families, bro. They're all cooked, man. They gonna think it's from their grandson or granddaughter or something. Be like, oh, it's so nice. All of a sudden, they don't have a computer no more. That's the same.
Exploiting complex software
or their
flaws,
phone.
The virus relied on trust and curiosity. Because the email appeared personal and familiar, many recipients opened it without suspicion. Within days, millions of computers were affected, forcing organizations to shut down email systems and isolate networks to contain the damage. Security measures at the time were largely unprepared for malware distributed via email, making the attack highly effective.
Yeah, that one is definitely, that one will sneak up on you, bro. That will sneak up on you for sure. And I feel like it's more aimed at older people. Most of the viruses are kind of aimed at older people because they'll be the most vulnerable people going on sketchy websites and stuff. But or just little Timmies that don't know what the hell they're doing, or just people that just don't know what they're doing, you know, not familiar with technology. So it's a lot of different audiences to go ahead and get viruses and shit. But yeah, I feel like you just shouldn't open any file or any links that, you know, you get from something that's not familiar, or from an official company, or from someone you know. Like, if it's just completely random, bro, just don't click on it. Like, that's the lesson you learn with that one.
In early 2004, MyDoom appeared and quickly became one of the fastest spreading computer worms ever recorded. Instead of relying on user interaction, MyDoom was designed to spread automatically, using email and network connections to move from one computer to another at an unprecedented speed.
Wow.
Once a system was infected, MyDoom scanned the computer for email addresses stored in files, address books, and cached data. It then sent itself out as an email attachment, often using generic or misleading subject lines. Because the emails seemed to come from real contacts, many users opened them without suspicion, allowing the worm to spread even further. MyDoom didn't just spread quietly in the background. It consumed system resources, slowed down computers, and caused noticeable performance issues. In many cases, infected machines became unstable, with users experiencing freezes or unusually high network activity.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, this is kind of the #1 key thing that if this starts to happen to your computer, like if your computer randomly gets super laggy and it wasn't like that, all of a sudden, obviously there's gonna be different factors. Like if you have a lot of things on your actual hard drive of the computer, it's gonna slow down just naturally. That's why like for videos, I have like 2 external SSD cards and shit so that I put like all the videos and shit on there, because if I put all that on the hard drive computer, it'll fill up space pretty fast and just make your computer slow, bro. Because if you think about it, your hard drive, just think about it as like a wheel, right? It's just spinning and spinning, and all the stuff that you put on it is putting stuff on the wheel. And it's kind of, the more heavy it is, the more harder it is for that wheel to spin. You know, that's like the best analogy I could come up with for that. And that's why your computer can slow down. So there's that. But if your computer is perfectly fine or whatever, and it just randomly starts using a lot of resources, you go in your task manager, you can see like 99% of your GPU, 99% of your CPU is being used or something, or just a high percentage in general. And you could kind of see, sometimes you could see the actual virus or whatever on top. Just that's a good giveaway tell or sign that you might have a virus or something, bro. Like if your resources are super high usage, even though you barely have anything open, you're not really doing anything with your computer.
Usually high network activity. One of MyDoom's most disruptive behaviors was its use of infected computers to launch large-scale DDoS attacks. These attacks flooded targeted websites with massive amounts of traffic, temporarily knocking major online services offline and demonstrating how malware could be used as a weapon rather than just a nuisance. At its peak, MyDoom is estimated to have caused around $38 billion in total damages worldwide, making it one of the most costly cyber attacks in history. MyDoom also opened a backdoor on infected systems, allowing remote access without the user's knowledge. This meant compromised computers could be controlled from the outside, further expanding the worm's reach and potential damage.
So then that's like the perfect virus, low-key, for scammers and shit too. Because so far, all these viruses have kind of seemed like, you know, they're just trying to get information from people and shit, and just send it out and try to infect as much people as possible. Kind of like just on some coding and scripting thing in general. But this one, the MyDoom, I could see scammers like specifically trying to infect certain people's systems and shit. And especially with the DDoS attacks, just going to different networks and everything, and shutting down like major fucking company websites and shit. That's already crazy on its own, bro. I mean, as long as those are shut down, that causes a huge loss in revenue, because yeah, if you're not gonna have traffic to your website, you're not gonna, you know, make the revenue or whatever per day. And yeah, the fact that it can have remote access, that's why it's tied to scammers and shit, because yeah, they'll definitely use this to basically fuck up your whole system and try to steal anything they possibly can, whether that's personal information you have on there, most importantly bank information that you have on there, any other sensitive information that might be of importance to you.
Bonzi Buddy. In the early 2000s, an application named Bonzi Buddy appeared on home computers. At first glance, it looked like a harmless desktop companion designed to help users browse the internet, tell jokes, and manage basic tasks.
Oh, hell
Bonzi
no.
Buddy would greet you when you turned on your computer, offer tips, and sometimes even sing songs. Its cartoonish voice and wiggly...
So it's like a little AI, you know what I'm saying? Chat GPT, but like personalized in animal form.
Voice and wiggly animations made it seem more like a quirky friend than a threat. But behind the friendly exterior, Bonzi Buddy was far from innocent. The software collected personal information, tracked browsing habits, and displayed intrusive ads. It could slow down computers and install unwanted programs. While it was technically a helper, many considered it malware because of how aggressively it collected data and interfered with normal computer use.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You know, the resources thing can be just normal. Like, it is some form of AI thing or whatever. So like, it's gonna naturally use resources. But the fact that it does pop up those unwanted ads or install unwanted apps and shit, like, yeah, that's considered malware, bro. Just doing stuff without your permission, just, you know what I'm saying? You didn't tell it to do it or even infer that you would want anything like that to happen. Yeah, that's not good.
Bonzi Buddy became infamous not just for its spying, but also for how persistent it was. Even after uninstalling it, leftover files and settings could remain on the system and affect performance. Over time, antivirus programs flagged it as malicious, and its popularity quickly faded.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Something like this, I mean, anything on your computer that you want to get off, you gotta make sure you like uninstall like any file that's tied to it at all, bro, because it could just still stick on your computer. Even though you uninstall the main thing, there's like other fucking folders that are tied to it that wasn't uninstalled when you uninstalled the main thing, and then all of a sudden it's still affecting your computer in some way.
Petya ransomware.
Petya
ransomware was identified in 2017 and operates at the system level rather than the file level. Unlike typical ransomware that encrypts individual files, Petya targeted the master boot record, taking control of the entire system.
Oh, wow.
Once infected, the computer would restart and display a fake check disk screen, simulating a disk check.
What the fuck?
Then, a skull appeared, flashing white and red colors, along with a message.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If this shit happened to my computer, bro, I'm throwing that bitch away, man. I'm destroying that shit. Cause you already took over the system. I think like, yeah, the system gonna be gone tonight. In 2 seconds.
Instructing users to press any key. Only then did the ransomware reveal that the files were fully encrypted and inaccessible, demanding payment in Bitcoin to regain access. Petya spread mainly through email attachments, infected documents, and network vulnerabilities. It could move quickly across connected computers, locking entire networks and preventing access to essential files. The ransomware was particularly effective against systems that had not been updated or protected with strong security measures.
Make sure to update your computer, chat. It's important. It's important. I'm telling you, man. It's to have that security. Now, I feel like the Windows Defender, like the natural security thing that it has with it, is more than good enough, bro. Like, you don't actually need like fucking Norton or McAfee or all this bullshit. Like, I feel like just whatever your computer kind of comes with naturally is perfectly fine, bro. And then just making sure to update it.
Security measures, showing how a single exploit could compromise multiple machines at once. Petya did not target individual files selectively. Instead, it took over the system entirely, making recovery without proper backups extremely difficult.
For sure.
Organizations, businesses, and critical infrastructure were affected, often leaving users unable to access programs or data for hours or even days.
Yeah, bro. Any virus that can like travel throughout the networks and shit, I feel like those are the most deadly, because you could literally just get affected like while you're at work or something, or even at home or something. Like if you have someone else that has a computer like in the same home or something, and they like stupidly get a virus, they download something they were supposed to, and all of a sudden your fucking computer is affected because you're on the same network and shit. That is super scary, because that could spread extremely fast, you know, and just catch you off guard in general. But yeah, I ain't gonna, yeah, there's something like this happening to my computer, I'm breaking that shit, bro. Ain't no way. Anyway, I'm letting it be, man.
MEMZ.
It is what it is.
MEMZ first appeared in 2016 and quickly became known as one of the most chaotic pieces of malware ever created.
What?
It wasn't built to steal data or make money. MEMZ was designed to demonstrate how far system control could be pushed, turning a normal computer into a non-stop cascade of errors and disruptions.
Oh, nah.
MEMZ was typically downloaded.
That's crazy. This looks like the most cute, you fucking non-threatening thing ever, and yet this is probably one of the most disruptive viruses to date.
Disruptions. MEMZ typically downloaded and executed by users themselves.
So basically, you were starting it. You downloaded a virus? Like, what was this, a trend or something, money?
Before running it, displayed two clear warning messages stating that serious system.
Look at this shit. Look at these warnings that you get. The software you just executed is considered malware. Just saying it straight up. The malware will harm your computer and makes it unusable. If you're seeing this message without knowing what you just executed, simply press no and nothing will happen. If you know what the malware does and are using a safe environment to test, please press yes to start it. Do you want to execute this malware resulting in an unusable machine? Like, bro, just this text right here, bro. Like, okay, this had to be like a stupid trend or something, I'm pretty sure.
Just stating that serious system damage would occur. Despite this, many people proceeded out of curiosity. Once activated, MEMZ began triggering a series of actions across the system.
Yeah, humans are kind of stupid.
Random pop-up messages appeared. Windows started moving on their own. The colors invert, and system sounds played without warning. As the infection continued, MEMZ interfered with basic system functions. Keyboard input became unreliable, screen effects intensified, and common commands stopped behaving normally. The malware deliberately stacked these effects, making the system increasingly difficult to control while still remaining technically alive. At the end of the attack, MEMZ overwrote the master boot record. Once this happened, restarting the computer became impossible, meaning you could no longer use the computer.
What the fuck? Like, who just voluntarily wants to infect their computer like that? Like, that makes absolutely no sense to me, bro. Unless you just have some old ass computer that, you know, you just wanted to see how a virus would execute, you know, in this case, I guess. But still, I feel like it's just completely useless. I mean, you could get some money for that old computer. Now you can't, bro. It has this damn virus on it. Now I don't know like how you exactly uninstall it. I mean, if you could get it to restart, you just unplug your computer, right? But if you unplug your computer and plug it back in, it's still gonna be on. There's some questions to that. So yeah, chat, these were the most dangerous viruses to date. There's probably other ones that weren't mentioned in this video. If you guys know of other ones, you guys talk about it in the comments or whatever. But these are pretty dangerous, bro. I would say the MEMZ one at the end would probably be the most annoying. Ransomware, any other ones that use DDoS attacks can switch through networks are also very, very dangerous. Oh, MyDoom is very, very dangerous because not only does that affect from networks and different computers and shit, but then they can have remote access. So yeah, chat, that's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you guys think and let me know what else you guys want to react to on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.